Hi, it's Ron Brown with your Being Truly Well Minutes for December 26th. Well, it's the day after Christmas. Had a wonderful time with family. Got to see people that I hadn't seen in a very long time. My old neighbor Paul. Got to meet his wife and also his son. That was a surprise. Next to my dad's house where he was visiting his dad. And got to see some wonderful people, talk to some wonderful people. My niece Delia last night on the phone, and it's just wonderful when you connect with family because they're important. They're fibers within our very being. The people that love you, care about you, accept you, and help you throughout life. There's always good and there's always bad. The thought for today is very, very distinct. What do you think? Let that sink in for a minute. What do you think? We sometimes will go to a person, a family member, a friend, and tell them something we're doing or looking to do or wanting to do, and we'll add a phrase, what do you think? We're asking for feedback. Well, there's two things about that. Number one, always look to your counsel of people that you know who are going to give you an honest appraisal, who will not discourage you from a vision you know that you need to accomplish, but who will help you to refine, shapen, and even help modify in a good way what you're trying to achieve. If you allow negativity around you, then you're going to have negativity. If you dwell on the past, you're going to dwell and create more of the same kind of past. One of the most important things you must do is look in the mirror and say, what do you think? The emphasis there is you. What do you think? What do you dwell on? If your focus and aim is solely on all 50 million different things that you must get done, then what's going to happen is you're going to have muck and mire and a divided focus, and you'll achieve mostly nothing. There's been a lot of days, if you try to go to the grocery store, I'll give you a good analogy here, and you think of 50 things that you need to get, but you don't write out a list. What happens? You go to the grocery store, and you buy some things you need, you buy some things you got hooked into because they were on sale, and you wind up forgetting some things that you needed. You come home and you go, damn it, I knew I forgot this, and this. So you either have to go out to the store again or go out another day or do without them. That is how we work as people. If you divide your focus, if you shapen your aim, and I'm not saying that we don't have many things to get done, but if you write them out very carefully, concisely, and concisely, think them through, and think to yourself, okay, if I need this, where's a good place to get that? And then you start thinking, well, I could look at newspaper ads, see where it's on sale, or I could go online and look it up, find out where the best price is. Or, I know I saw it at this store, so I should probably go there. Your subconscious mind will start to try to problem solve what you desire. Simple as, where should I buy this particular product? Well, I know they only sell it at this store and that store. Okay, who's got the best price? Or which one's closer? Which is the better deal for me? Your mind truly is a wonderful place. What do you think? When you ask for the counsel of a friend or a family member, it's great. You might come to them and say, this is my passion, this is my desire, and this is what I want to do, and this is how I see it coming into fruition. And if it's a person you truly trust, admire, and respect, and I'm fortunate that I have a few of those that truly I love and respect and admire. And if you ask them, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, and this is where I want to do it, and they'll listen. The key is how much time goes by between when you complete what you say and they respond. What do I mean by that? Well, have you ever started sharing something with someone, and before you even finish saying it, they're right away giving you something negative? No, 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 I don't know. That can't happen, no. I have. And it can come from people that otherwise you totally respect and love, but they don't even get to hear you out. That's not a person whose counsel you need to seek. When it comes to, we talked about your board of directors in the past. But if you hear someone, they hear you out, and then they pause for a minute and reflect and really think on it, and then give you a concise answer, not telling you what to do, but giving you some peer or wonderful advice. My brother-in-law Russ is a fantastic example of that. If I tell him something, he'll think about it for a minute, because he's a great businessman. And then he'll say, well, you might want to consider blah, 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 and this is why, blah, 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 blah. And 90% of the time, I agree with him. And, I'm blessed to have that counsel. He's truly on my board of directors. He doesn't need to know he's on there, but he is. He's someone that I feel I can go to with confidence and tell him, this is what I'm thinking of doing this. This is the way I want to do it. What do you think? He'll think about it, which is key. Not to respond quickly, but to think. And then give feedback in a way. Well, you could do it that way. You might want to think this, or this, or if you did this, this would be something you need to consider. I love that. He's truly wise counsel. There's other people that you could talk to about 50 million things, and they could really love you and hug you, support you, pray for you. And then if you ask them something, they quickly say, no, that's not, I wouldn't do it that way. No, no, no. Because they're looking at from how they would take that angle, how they would approach it. And obviously that's not somebody you'd want on your board of directors, because they're not willing to see things or counsel you in the way you should go. They're looking at it from their own perspective. Well, I would never do it that way. That's not what I asked. That's not what I was sharing with you. But we did ask, what do you think? And so their response is what they think from if they were doing it. So the question and the problem is in the question. So if you say, what do you think? This is what I'm doing, blah, 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 blah. What do you think of that? Not what do you think, but what do you think of that? Then you might get a different answer. So when you look in the mirror and you speak out your vision for your life, and you're planning it out, you're writing it out, as we talked about so many times, Jim Rohn and other famous people who write about the potential of man, is to write things out carefully and clearly and concisely, visualize and focus on them, and then truly lay them out there before God, the universe, and just say, this is what I want. This is what I desire. This is my focus. I see it as if it's already accomplished. Joel Osteen taught us that. Taught me that. And see it as if it's already done. And your subconscious mind will say, hey, this is what he wants. We better head toward that. Focus on it. So don't have a divided focus going into the new year. Have the counsel of your wonderful people who that you can ask, what do you think about that? And that will give you good counsel. If you go to a lemon tree and pull them off and peel it and bite into it, don't expect anything other than tartness. If you go to an orange tree, you will receive an orange that's sweet if it's ripe, and it will give you what you desire, the sweetness. Don't pick lemons if you want oranges. So your counsel is key. So as you go into this new year, and it's a time of reflection between now and New Year's Eve, and I know a lot of people go out and party on New Year's Eve, and that's great. You can spend time with a special someone or with friends, or maybe alone. A lot of people go to church and pray. That's a wonderful way to bring in the new year. If you're a Buddhist, you might be in meditation. You may not even celebrate the new year at December 31st. But A new year is coming, a new start, a new refreshing, a new beginning, just like a new season. When winter becomes spring, the buds come out and they start to blossom. You are ready to blossom. And all it takes is for you to decide, this is what I want to become. And the one thing that I learned from an audio series, audiobook that I had called The Science of Getting Wealthy, is it said, in the one chapter it said, a flower, a seed, will always become what it's meant to be. If you plant it in the ground, a tulip will become a tulip. If you plant a pear tree, it will grow pears. It will never grow apples. So what you decide to plant, focus on, it's programmed to become what it is meant to be. Why should humans be different than that? Not that we're a fixed point, but to take root, to accept nourishment, to focus on what your mission is a great blessing. We are fortunate in that we are not tied in soil, but our subconscious mind is truly fertile ground, waiting for the seeds of our desire and action, connected with our godly right to become what we are meant to be. Our embryonic truth is there. This is Ron Brown for your Being Truly Well Minutes. So as you start to spend this lull time, some of you may be rushing out for the day after Christmas sales or returning gifts you got that you didn't want. Perfect time to reflect on, what do you want? Did you get what you wanted? Then, if not, exchange it, plan it for the next thing. It's Ron Brown for your Being Truly Well Minutes. Have a great week. Have a great time. I've decided that after New Year's Eve, I will probably make these not daily, but more realistically, probably 2 or 3 times a week. The reason for that is I'm planning to move, and I'm starting a new job, and I want to focus on that. And I want to also continue sharing, but I want to focus my aims, my goals, on what I'm working on. So this is Ron Brown for Being Truly Well Minutes for today. Have a great day.